So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you once again for watching our videos. Today we have something really amazing, spectacular to show you guys. I think this is car culture now in South Africa. Everything in South Africa has become about the Gusheshe. And today we're going to show you something amazing. We have many of the Gusheshe sitting here on the floor right now. So we have 325IS being featured today. We have BMW Baur and the whole e30 collection sitting right here. And I think it's given me goosebumps just sitting here. I mean, I see these cars and I build them on a daily basis. But Shahid walked in and he's seen this big smile, and when I looked at him, he's like, Mo, what's going on here? I mean, look at these e30s. Why are we featuring all of these cars today? And I'm like, hell yeah. We're featuring all of these babies today, and we want to talk about them. And we just want to bring you all the different information on the different 325ISs and also show you these cars and talk about some of the processes that we actually do on a day-to-day basis. Shahid, what's happening, bro?
Hey Mo, good to be back.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thanks to have me. Guys, before we carry on, please like and subscribe if you want to get some more content. Thank you for liking and subscribing for all those that have. I was just checking one of your videos, Mo, over 10,000 likes and views. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We only started it in 2 weeks ago, and like I said, you know, we're not YouTubers and we're not no celebrity or actors. We just love cars, and we really thank you guys for giving us this courage to actually come here for our 4th video. Is it the 5th video, Rob? Well, it's our 4th video, and in the 4th video, I mean, we're doing really well. We're really proud of ourselves, and we're happy to have you guys there on the background. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, Mo, so look, I walked in here this evening and it was nostalgic because it takes us back into the old times. We're not giving away our age, but growing up, we all wanted a 325IS. That was the pinnacle.
The pinnacle, yes,
of cars, right, as a youngster. And now growing older, it has come back. And I think the revival of the spinning scene has made it so popular in South Africa specifically.
Around the world.
Yeah, but
around the world.
But South Africa, we were lucky in South Africa in that BMW South Africa built some special editions.
Oh yes, we were very lucky in that regard. We have all the special editions, and you know what? I'm a big fan of the 325IS because we had a couple of M3s that we restored here in store, and we did some phenomenal work to make them look that way, but nothing sounds like the Gusheshe. Nothing. Fact. You know, when you start up a 325IS,
it has that special tone.
It has it. So the M3S, it looks amazing, you know, but that IS just has that special tone, that special sound that just makes you want to jump in it and just drive.
100%. Yeah. 100%. But Mo, other than the IS, you got a special car here. This is the Baur, right?
This is the Baur. This is a Baur, and it's a very special Baur because when it came into us, it was actually a 320. And we did a whole lot of modifications on this car in order to get it to a 2.9 to sound amazing. And it's no longer auto, it's now a manual, so this car is amazing. And just look at that paint, guys. That paint on that car, it's just shimmering. From where the view that I have right now is amazing. I mean, I can sit on this couch all day with Shahid and talk about just that car and that paint.
And watch your reflection in the paint. That's how clear the paint is.
Oh, awesome.
But Mo, there's a special color, right?
It is. It's a very special color. It's the henna red.
Okay.
And you know, Shahid, when you look at that henna red and you look at just the car, the appearance, the texture, that's exactly how it came from the factory. This car was taken down to metal.
Okay.
And you can see all the lines on this car is perfectly straight. And being taken down to metal, you can see there's no overflow on the paint at all. And you can see the texture, the way it looks. And with the texture to get that sort of shine, we're honestly very proud of that spray job. I think it's one of the best spray jobs we actually did.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. I remember when this vehicle came in.
Yeah.
Basic 320.
Yep.
Had the cloth seats, if I'm not mistaken, on the inside.
Yeah.
And you told me, you said, Shai, the sky is in. Client says, go all out.
Yeah. So it wasn't just that the car came in as a 320. You know, a lot of guys who do have triple threes and have all the higher line cars, what they actually do is they try to find the best possible bodies, and then they start to take off all the trim. They start to take off the dashboard, the carpets and everything else. So the guy picked up this particular car at a good price. But then from that price, whoever had the car before started stripping small things that you can't get, like the chrome beadings and a few things. So when the car came, we knew there's going to be work, but the client that owns this car specifically is very meticulous. He's the type of guy that doesn't put a price on what he actually wants. He just says, Mo, go full out. I want the car to look amazing and I don't care what the budget is. So he's that sort of a guy, but he wants perfection and he wants something to actually be or to take it to that heights or that standard that he feels is the best standard.
So Mo, looking at this car, I can see it's got a different kit.
So yes, it's got a 333i kit. And with a chrome bumper, that's where you can go. With a chrome bumper, it's very easy to actually put a 333 kit in. And a 333 kit, I think, Shahid, especially on this Baur, I don't know, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think this car looks so sexy with this kit. You know, the first day we put it on, and I was first thinking, okay, what can we do? Can we be different? How can we be different? What will make this car stand out? And when the Trip 3 kit came and we sprayed the car and we put it on, to me, that was like super sexy, super nice. I mean, you look at this car and you're like, wow, there's not a person that actually walked past this car that hasn't given the wow factor for it. I think it's so amazing, and the stance of the car.
Well, I think what you're saying in terms of the Trip 3 kit compared to, say, the IS kit.
Yeah.
With the Trip 3 kit, it's a little bit thicker. So when the car with the air suspension and it's sitting down, it looks like it's hugging the floor.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the type of look you were looking for, right?
Yeah, you know, Shahid, the IS kit is a whole different look. When you look at the IS kit and you see all the different panels, it has that phenomenal look. And I think we built so many of the 325 IS that we're so used to actually adding that kit onto the car, that this just stood out so different to us, because we haven't built many 333s. Okay, now the shop has at least 3 333s, original 333s that we're building now at the moment. But this was kind of one of the first 333 kits that we actually added on, and it's on a Baur. And the chrome work is so amazing, because usually on the IS you don't have this chrome work to work on. On the iOS it's just plastic bumper. It's a plastic kit and you basically just spray paint in it, so you're getting that beautiful effect out of it. And it's so bulky on the IS. This is just beadwork. I mean, if you look at the fenders itself and you look at the chrome beading that's running, just that strip that runs across and goes into the bumper. It's subtle but beautiful. It beautifies it. I mean, you know, a few years ago, I'm talking 10-15 years ago, when you started seeing all the newer cars coming in, the first thing you thought about chrome is so outdated. Isn't chrome coming back into date when you look at it? It's definitely, I mean, it's looking amazing now when you look at it, when you look at a car like this.
No, definitely. So Mo, I remember this car came in, the interior was cloth.
Yes.
It wasn't this color.
Yes.
So what did you guys do on the inside?
Completely different seats.
Okay.
So the seats are now the Recaros, which is 325 IS seats.
Okay.
So we've changed that completely. The interior is actually very standard on the car. We just put 325 IS Recaro seats in on the interior itself. And then the dashboard, we kind of restored the dashboard, not restoring as in reskinning, because we managed this. We were very lucky on this car to actually find a dashboard that had a few cracks but could be repaired, and the texture could be restored back onto the dashboard. So we have that element running in, and then obviously the Recaro seats, and then there's a whole sound jobby that's been done in the back, so there's a full custom sound job. But we try to keep that interior as standard as possible on a very custom car.
Yeah.
So still trying to bring in that E30 culture of having that E30 look on the seats, along with the stunts and the paintwork and the air suspension and a whole lot of other elements on the outside.
And this is the Napa leather, right?
This is Napa leather.
And this is all done in-house.
So every process from start to end is done in-house here at Glossworx. So from the interior to the paint to the suspension, everything, the motor
I
building.
think your previous episode you mentioned all the aspects within Glossworx. So guys, if you want to have a look and see what Glossworx does, just check our previous episode where Mo takes you through the shop and you can see all the details of what you can find if you come through to Glossworx.
Yeah, so we have launched that video, and I thank you guys once again for all the good comments on it, and that basically takes you through the process of how the cars are actually built. But we haven't featured a car that's basically custom. Yeah. This is the first. We're always just known for the originality. We're always known for bringing the cars back to making it look OEM. So this was actually a nice part of Glossworx when we actually brought this car in, because when the owner tells us to go full out, you know,
so it's a blank page.
It's a blank page, and you know, you start to think of so many different ideas, and then you, like I said, the element of trying to keep it the look inside to look sporty and yet still standard, and getting that outside of the car to really pop and look amazing. And I think one of the things is the paint work on the car itself, because that's already so slick and so nice, and the chrome work that's so amazing on this car. So for me, that's already a plus point when the paint work looks good. You know,
what I love about the car is that it's, the minute you look at it, you know it's a Baur, it's an E30 BM, so it has those elements of originality, but then it's got those subtle touches that make it look special.
Like the wheel, you know, the 8J, 10J, you know, so that looks amazing. And the stunts, the airbags, you know, I mean, the minute you drop this car down, I mean, look at that. You look at the way you mentioned earlier when you were sitting here and you said, Mo, it like almost hugs the tire. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's almost that huggy look onto the tire, and that just looks to me amazing. When you look at that, it's like, wow, E30, I want to own an E30.
And Mo, on this one, you guys also did a custom sound, right?
A full Rockford 4-gate sound system. So it's got two 12s in the back there, and you know, being a car that's a convertible, the minute you put sound into a convertible, it's very hard to get that sound to actually inside the car. So it's very difficult, and the way we build that sound system and the way the subs are firing inside of the car, it sounds really good. It sounds amazing. It's clear, clarity is there, and there's a bit of bass. And you know, for me, I like things not to be so bassy and so loud, but on this particular car, it actually sounds amazing.
And Mo, under the hood, you said 2.9 liter motor. So that you sourced and you guys built it in-house here and fitted it in the vehicle.
So it's a 325i motor, and then we do a stroker kit on the motor itself. So we stroke it up, we change the whole crank, we change the pistons, we change so many internals in the motor, even the camshaft, to get us that power outlook. So it's a 2.9. We have a special recipe that we actually do on this motor itself to get the power delivered. So this guy is very torquey. The exhaust system is really nice. We've put a nice clean exhaust system on the car itself, so it sounds very bassy. But in the gears, like your first, second, third, the car is really torquey. It really sounds amazing. We changed the gearbox. It used to be an automatic gearbox, so we changed the gearbox to a manual box. And we've also changed the diff to a slip diff, so the car is it plays nice on the road. It's exactly what the guys like.
From a E30, right?
From a 325IS, well, a 325i motor stroked up to 2.9, that's what you want.
Special car.
Yeah, you want something special.
I'm sure the owner, when he walked in here and he had a look at the car after the time he dropped it off, he must have been floored.
Well, our man Sibu, if you're watching here today, my man, you know this is your baby. We know how you love this car, and we know that we're building so many more for you. And thank you for your support, and finally we get to reveal this beauty to the world, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and congratulations to him as well.
Congratulations to him. So he's a very particular type of a client, Sibu, and I think he's got great taste, and he's also got a great energy about him. We're building now, we just got a shadow line for him now, a two-door. We're going to do a full M3 kit for him. We bought an e36 motor, M3 motor. We're going to put it in. We're doing some racing bucket seats and a whole lot of things. So this guy loves e30. We're going to be featuring another Baur, a green one that we did a 325 IS kit for him as well.
Oh, is the green one his?
The green one is his as well.
That's a very special car.
So he's a special guy. You know, he's the type of guy that, you know, he's got my passion fired up. When I see him, I know I can go to such extremes to do anything I want to, whether it comes to paint, whether it comes to motor, whether it comes to interior, because he's the type of guy that wants the best. And when you look at Sibu coming in here, that smile just makes you want to give him a car that's out of this world. So this paint really reflects the owner when you see
just
him.
Touching on that, for the viewers, Glossworx, so you don't just focus on detailing and restorations.
Yeah.
You also do customization.
So Shahid, we grew up in the era of what we call customization. Customization, me and you, when we knew cars, we knew everything. And I mean, you know what, you can't get the lens out of us, guys.
Speak for yourself, Mo.
So you can't get the lens out of me. I always have to have the drop suspensions. Back in the day, I always had to have a wheel fitted, and I had to have my sound system.
The 6x9, right?
Yeah. So you're never gonna get that out of me. You're always gonna get the custom Mo who will want the custom. But I'm a purist as well. I also love originality, and especially in a day and age where this 325 IS has gained so much. If you look at the value of the car right now, take 325 IS BMWs, what's the price that people are purchasing for right now?
Yeah. Mo, there was that one that you had.
2.2 million.
2.2 million.
2.2 million
bucks. For a car
bucks.
that launched in 1990, I think, if I'm not mistaken, what was it?
87.
Around there? 1,000 rand?
92 being the last. Yeah.
92, right?
Yeah.
Probably around plus minus 500 of them they made. We don't know exactly.
Yeah, there's somewhere there the figures are, like I said.
And so guys, just a brief history on the 325 IS. 325 IS is something that was only made in South Africa.
Yeah.
Because South Africa couldn't get the e30 M3s due to fuel restrictions and a whole lot of other things. So we had the Stanic Group in racing, which was very popular at that time.
Yeah.
And BMW needed to enter this racing. I think at that time the Super Boss were running wild there, so BMW needed something. And the 325, normal 325 was just not powerful enough.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the e30, so they developed in-house the 325 IS.
325 IS, yes.
Which they took certain parts of the e30 M3. I think the suspension is from there. They put a 2.7 liter motor with an Alpina, certain Alpina parts.
Yes.
Right? And then the 325 IS was born.
Yeah.
Evo 1 being 145 kilowatts.
And then you had the Evo 2 come out.
What is the difference between Evo 1 and Evo 2, Mo?
So Evo 1 basically has a lot of different characteristics versus the Evo 2. So you have the aluminium fenders, the aluminium bonnet, you have the aluminium doors, and then you have the aluminium control arms.
Okay.
So at that point, I think BMW was looking to try and develop something to lose some weight.
Lightweight.
For lightweight. And I think that was the biggest significance. But I think because aluminium being so fragile, when it came to the Evo 2 spec, and if you go back, Shahid, and you think about how people actually looked after cars versus how people look after cars today, aluminium was a very soft substrate to actually use, and it used to have a lot of dents and a lot of things that actually occurred on these panels. And me being in the restoration game, I know how difficult it is to actually repair aluminium. Sometimes you can't even repair it and you have to let go of a panel. So I think with Evo 2 they went very different, and they thought, let's put more tensile strength and let's rather go back to the steel. I don't know what they were thinking, But I'm just saying that would be my train of thought, to think they would actually change that, because that element, when, like if you look at particularly on this Baur, the panels are so much easier to work with. The metal panels are so much easier to actually get back to its specifications. And thinking of aluminium now, and you go back there, there's just so much work on it. But I mean, the Evo 1 is still a very valuable car, and being so valuable, I think a lot of guys trying to bring it back to its originality. And with us, we always look at those details, and you know, there's so many things that come with a 325 IS. I mean, we discussed it earlier in terms of all the different clips, the spoilers, the bumpers, getting that MTEC kit to actually fit snug on, making sure there's no sticker flex. There's so many things that you have to do to bring that car back to its originality.
Okay, so going with this, so Evo 2, they went back to the steel. So that would have added weight, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So then obviously the power gain of 155 kilowatts compared to 145 to probably make up for that weight.
Maybe that's what they were thinking, yeah.
Okay.
But you know, the Evo 2 is also a phenomenal car, and I think it's also very valuable. But there's not many major differences in terms of just panels, what we've just discussed, but also beautiful. And I think there was a very limited part of it in the end where they had the upside down tag. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I have one here actually, and that's the I don't know really. And guys, if you guys have more information for us on the upside down tag, whoever's done some good history on it, please comment on it. Tell us what you think, why they actually added the tag that's upside down. I know it came on the last models of the 325 IS Evo 2, but if you guys have some information on it, please.
So Mo, what I know, the ISs, there was specific numbers in terms of the VIN numbers, right?
Yes.
That was specific to 325 IS, and that's basically how you tell if you've got a 325 IS or you don't.
So there's so many guys, and there's so many people that have so many different opinions on it. When some guys say, hey, we got the whole spec sheet from BMW of all the ISs that were produced, and here's the whole number spec sheet. And I do know a few friends of mine that if I needed to know if it's a 325 IS, I would give them a call, and they'll tell me, you know what, Mo, yes, that one is an IS, and it's not, because they have someone directly who has, or someone in BMW that can take the VIN number and tell you whether it's an IS or not. But I do know on the Evo 1s it's OAF, and then it's 444, and from that 4 it would go up to having all the different Evo 1s. And then I do know there's also some shadow lines that has the OAF number. So some of the shadow lines were the first generation of IS, but there are so many different specifications.
So you don't know exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the aluminium doors, you have to look at certain things that aesthetically we cannot see to the naked eye, which will tell you what an IS is.
Yes.
But nonetheless, it's an amazing car.
Yeah, but one big detail, Shai, that people can see it immediately is just take off the wheel cap.
Okay.
The IS came specifically with a 5-hole suspension.
Okay.
And the shadow line was a 4-hole suspension. So that's a very specific part that you can actually check. Although throughout the years, some of the guys modified shadow lines with IS suspension, so that's also a hard-tailed story to tell. But then you just can check up the VIN and see exactly what's a shadow line and what's a IS, because that's where the debate is coming in now. And a lot of guys are saying, but you bought a shadow line and you didn't buy an IS, and a shadow line doesn't have the value like the IS.
Okay.
So I think it's become now a numbers game, and in the numbers game a lot of people are trying to cash in to make some big money out of it, but the originality of the car is in the aluminium fenders. You look for Evo 1, guys, specifically know that Evo 1 came out with aluminium fenders, aluminium bonnet, aluminium doors, and also a 5-hole suspension and control arms in aluminium. And from my understanding, OAF 44, and then the number 4 and upwards should be a IS, and there are some other numbers in it, but that's what I understand that makes a 325 IS Evo 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo, looking in at your showroom now, you've got some beautiful examples.
Yes.
Do you want to just touch on a few of them for us?
Yeah, so which one do we start at? You know,
there's one that I'm looking, this white one. The bodywork looks phenomenal. It looks so original, Mo.
Yeah. So that's our view. This whole, you can see it's pointed right at us, and that's our specific view right now today, just sitting here and discussing these cars. And when I look at the elements on that car, Shahid, and that's now a true Evo 1.
Okay.
And if you look at that car, everything, I mean, the Hella lights, you know, you can't get them anymore.
Yes.
The client bought the Hella lights way ahead of time. So that car has the Hella lights, the original smileys. Then you look at the grills, it's all from BMW itself. And then you see the panels on that car. Every single one of those panels are the aluminium panels. And to have that panels in that condition, to be repaired and to look like that is not as easy as it just looks. And everything from here, Shahid, you can see the lines are all straight. You can see there's no waves in the panels, and you know how I am when it comes to waves. I hate waves. For me, from a detailing perspective, and me and you are both detailers before anything else, when we look at the panel and we start to see waves in it, it's annoying. And you know, in my process, and my guys in my shop will tell you, the minute there's a wave on the panel, there's big trouble here. We're going to go back and we're going to take it right down to metal again. We're going to pin, file, pull until there's not a wave in the panel. And you know, this car being so old and 30 years old, and I think that's the discussion no one has. How many smashes these cars have back in the day, and just the culture of 325 IS, and how many smashes have been on the cars. And because people today it's valuable, but back in the day, Shahid, you know how those cars went.
Well, about 5-6 years ago, you couldn't pay someone to take a E30 off you. Now it's just gone through the roof.
And it was always going sideways. That's how I know a 325 IS, always going sideways.
Tail happy.
You know, so when we look at these cars, and based on that originality, based on the car itself, and based on 325 IS coming into the workshop, I always tell the guys one specific thing. Are you sure the car is clean? Mo, my car has never been smashed. This car is original, it's clean. I just need your paint on the car. And then we start stripping the car to pieces. And then we start showing the guy, listen, what about the floor? All the rust, what about the boot, what about this, what about that? And then you realize that this car is 30 years old, no matter how I look at it, you know.
Okay, lovely, man. But this is I think this is probably one of the cleanest examples I've seen.
Yeah, well, Shahid, two clean examples here. You know, like both these cars are both Evo 1s. They're both the original. So if you look at the brilliant red one, everything is there as well. Aluminium fenders, aluminium doors, aluminium bonnet, control arms. So we got that car back to spec originality. Backboard still original, seats on both cars, original seats just redone, so which means we haven't reupholstered. So the leather, once Rob will take you around just to show you the specifications. So we redid it, it's still original, still looks amazing. Door panels on these cars restored to the highest and finest quality, dashboard original, no cracks on the cars. So once you start to look at these two particular cars here, they are so original and they're so beautiful and they're so valuable because of that originality. The only thing on these cars has been the paint work that we really went intensely on to try and get to the specifications or the spec. But I think, you know, even if you took a paint gauge right now, you'd be fooled. If I took a paint gauge with you right now, Shahid, and I went and I measured the microns on that paint itself, it shows original paint. How difficult, being in a detailer's environment, is that to get?
Almost nearly impossible.
So that's why I say it takes us so much time to go through certain specifics to get the car to actually look at its best and to bring it back to its originality.
And I think with these cars, they have now become investments. So if you have an investment and you have an IS, restore it the right way.
There's only one way, you know. This is a conversation 24/7 every day. It's a conversation that we have with every single client. We tell them, you know, there's only one way. If you've taken this car and you need to put it as an investment, or you want an investment car, then you need to spend the right money to bring it back to its originality.
Excellent work, Mo. This is phenomenal.
So sadly, guys, we have to end this amazing conversation. I had so much fun just speaking to Shahid about cars that I think I do on a daily basis. But when you have to share it with the world and you have to share it with a good friend, it always makes so much more sense. So thank you guys for watching once again. If you liked this video, please click on the like and subscribe button. And we see you guys soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.